This is CW Sports.
I'm Graham Fach. Last week I finished third at the PBA Players Championship. This week at the Pete Weber Classic, I won't be denied.
In the PBA, perfection has a number, 300. 12 strikes, no margin for error, while staring down the best in the world.
Brandon Bonta, a perfect 300 to win the Players Championship.
A new star is born as the season kicks off in historic fashion with a magical number, front and center this week at the Pete Weber Classic.
Oh, baby, yeah!
Weber, born and bred just miles from here, rolled 85 perfect games of his own, en route to 37 titles and 10 major championships.
Yeah, you want it!
The son of bowling royalty, Dick Weber, an early PBA star who helped build the stage his son would dominate like no other.
A strike to claim it, and he got it!
Who do you think you are? I am!
Today, 5 stars of the present honor that legacy, seeking perfection here in the Show Me State at the Pete Weber Classic. It's PBA Championship Sunday on the CW.
It is Championship Sunday from the heartland, just outside St. Louis, about 15 miles from the Gateway Arches. Bolero St. Peter's and the Weber family well represented in the state with the namesake of this tournament, Pete Weber, one of the all-time greats of the PBA, continuing to entertain fans and spectators with autographs, pictures, and encouragement. He has been sought out all week long, and now the time has come for the step-ladder final, and the bowlers trying to emulate what Pete Weber has accomplished in his Hall of Fame career. That was his ceremonial first ball being thrown. Let's take a look at the 5 that will be competing today. For number 5, Matt Russo, it's a home game. He lives 15 minutes away from this center. Number 4, Hayden Stippick is making his first ever TV appearance. Number 3, Thomas Larson has a USBC Masters title from 5 years ago and took down the giant E.J. Tackett in the round of 8 to get here. Number 2, Graham Fach has started the best of anyone. He's the number 2 seed again and the number 2 seed on this week. Number 1, Justin Knowles has a new bowling philosophy. Be aggressor. He's attacking, and it's working. He's 1 win away from his first PBA title. And alongside a Missouri native, Kyle Sherman, lives just a couple minutes from here. Rick Allen with you. Now, our first show on the CW was a 300. Kyle, are we going to see that again today?
Rick, I cannot believe we started off the 2026 PBA Tour season with a 300 game. I mean, Baby B was absolutely on fire last week.
All right, let's take a look at it. This is what he had to do. Remember, he was the number 4 seed going all the way, running the ladder.
Yeah, he was smooth, he was calm, he was cool, he was collected, and you could see his confidence just grow with every game. And I don't want to say that we thought he was going to shoot 300 in that title match, but after he threw 5, 6 in a row, his demeanor changed, and even his walk started to change. And a 300 game for your first title and a major, unbelievable.
Yeah, and remember last week it was Graham Fach who was the number 2 seed, and Graham Fach was really the closest at upsetting that run that Bonta put on.
Yeah, Graham had a phenomenal week last week, almost winning the season opener for the 2nd year in a row. Yes. Threw a great game, ended up finishing with 226 against Brandon. Brandon forced Graham to throw all 3 in the 10th to tie. Graham throws a phenomenal shot, stones an A-pin. I mean, he'll throw that shot 10 out of 10 times, but I think Brandon kind of snuck by there, and I guess it was kind of fate.
Well, all right, let's hear from the number 2 seed once again this week. Graham Fach is with Savannah Hugh-Muller.
Graham, you've made the show back-to-back weeks, last week finishing 3rd at the Players Championship. How happy are you with your start to the season?
I mean, it's a pretty incredible start. You know, anytime you come to a new season, you have really no idea what to expect. And so it just means the hard work in the offseason paid off so far.
And how do you go out there today and execute so you can chase your 3rd title?
I got to be aggressive. You know, these guys are great. They're here for a reason, and they're not going to hold back. So I got to be really aggressive and be ahead of my game.
Thanks, Graham.
Thank you.
All right, we're ready for the first match of the day. It will be Russo versus Stippick, and Russo might have an unfair advantage. Again, from just down the road, he has brought a huge cheering section here in St. Peter's. That first match is next. The PBA on the CW is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Drivers who switch to Progressive could save big. Quote today at progressive.com. One of the great landmarks here in the Midwest, the Gateway Arch. And yeah, that's right. Who do you think you are? I am. That's the great Pete Weber sitting right behind the bowlers. We're looking forward to that. All right, we're going to talk a lot about oil patterns, and Kyle Sherman will describe the Dick Weber 45.
Today at the Pete Weber Classic, it's only fitting that we bowl on the Dick Weber pattern. Now this pattern is a little longer pattern. It's 45 feet in length, which is about where I'm standing right now is the end of the pattern. Now this pattern, it wasn't so much how long it was that was tricky. It was more so the front of this pattern. See, a lot of times we have a lot of oil displaced in the beginning, but on this pattern in particular, the outside 8 boards on each side had less oil. You can almost think of them as sand traps, and the players had to navigate these sand traps. Some players were really nice and clean releases through it, and other players were just lofting it over those sand traps. So it's going to be interesting to see how these players navigate the front part of the lane, and whoever does that the best today is going to have the most success.
And our first matchup has Matt Russo, the number 5, going up against Hayden Stippick, the number 4. Let's meet the two.
I'm Hayden Stippick. I'm a 2-time All-American at the University of Tennessee Southern, and I'm looking for my first PBA Tour title. I'm Matthew Russo, 2-time PBA Tour champion and 2021 Rookie of the Year.
And so, Kyle, in this situation, the higher seed gets to determine who goes first. So Hayden decided he wanted to be the first bowler.
Yeah, this is a little surprising to start this match. He must like the right lane a little bit more because he wants to finish on that lane.
Hayden Stippick, two-handed bowler, left-handed bowler. We're going to mention that a lot, as a matter of fact, because we have 4 lefties and 1 righty in these 5 players. Hayden Stippick starts off with a strike, and Matt Russo, you see from Baldwin, Missouri. He claims O'Fallon is what he told us. He said, it's O'Fallon, Missouri that I am claiming as where I'm living. He's 15 minutes from here, assists his wife as far as the coaching duties for Maryville University. His wife Lauren, the head coach, and he's the assistant. And you're going to see a lot of those bowlers in the background that are going to be cheering on Matt Russo.
What a great start by Matt here. Throwing a Pride Liberty on that lane. What a way to start. Matt having a little bit of a rough year last year, and I think that's what you're going to see out of these players today, is players that want to prove something. Matt, in 2024, having an amazing season. Last year, not up to his standards. This year, 2nd tournament out of the books, already making a show. He's trying to prove that he deserves to be a champion.
Starts with the double. And Russo, when we were looking at his arsenal there, it showed 2 different balls that he was going to throw, one on the right, one on the left, even though the pattern's the same. Why would he do that, Kyle?
Yeah, it's not uncommon to see bowlers throw 2 different balls on 2 different lanes. Even though it's the same pattern, there's topography, the lanes themselves. We like to think that those lanes are perfectly flat, but sometimes they're not. There's these minuscule little ridges and stuff in there. So right now, what I'm getting from the ball reps is the left lane might be hooking a little bit earlier, be a little bit tighter down lane. So they're going to use different balls on that lane to combat that.
Hayden didn't like it at all, and it's a Brooklyn leaving 3 pins.
Oops.
So Hayden will try to pick up the spare.
Oopsies.
Hayden, in his first television appearance, said he was going to be nervous. He admitted it. He said, you know what? I know I'm going to be nervous. I know people have talked about how you don't feel your legs maybe for the first couple frames. And he picks it up. Now, if any of the pros on today's show bowl a perfect game, everyone in America can receive a free game of bowling, courtesy of Go Bowling, just like my friends Jim and Karen did from last week. To pre-register, visit GoBowling.com and sign up for the Go Bowling Free America promotion. And again, that happened last week with Brandon Bonner. The first time we were talking about that promo as we see the arsenal for Hayden here, and that game breaker 5 is what he's throwing.
Yeah, medium range ball for Hayden here. He's actually electing to throw the same ball on both lanes. So I'm not sure if he's seeing the same transition on this left lane as the other players.
And he leaves the 7.
Great rebound shot there by Hayden. You know, Rick, we often talk about the first shot on TV. Jitters, nerves, but that second shot is not any easier. Hayden here coming back on the left lane, ringing a 7-pin.
And most times we see the bowler grab a different ball for these spares, especially a left-hander with the 7-pin.
Yeah, Hayden's going to throw a plastic ball here. And especially being two-handed, left-handed, these players are able to generate so many revs that they have a ball that's designed to go completely straight.
And he's going to miss. An open frame for Stippick.
First time, every time. Sorry.
You hear the frustration. How'd they get here? That was the question. A little bit different qualifying than we saw last week, which was all about pin count. Here it was head-to-head battles in the brackets.
Yeah, I love this. This is mano-y-mano bowling, 1v1. Total pins doesn't mean anything yet. Hayden and Anthony Nyer. Hayden making quick work of Anthony, 4-0. Matt Russo, Justin Knowles. Another little lefty-on-lefty action right there. Justin Knowles winning in 7. And then EJ Tackett, Thomas Larson. Thomas putting on an absolute masterclass against EJ.
And he's got the turkey. You see back there the Team Russo signs. So many people here from Maryville University. He's got family here. His mom and dad are here. His brother. So many people. Obviously, when he's from right here where the event is being held, he's going to have a lot of support from a lot of different people. His best friend, Scott Pierce, police lieutenant, by the way, is a good friend to have if you're going to have a friend. A police lieutenant in the area. He's here to cheer him on. And a lucky break there. Almost leaving the 7-10. And he gets him to fall. And look at how he plays to the crowd.
Oh, he wants it. We talked to Matt. He says he loves the crowd. And what a hit here. Absolute crazy break. Goes right through the face here. The 7-10 was standing there late. Gets the love tap on the 7 there. Oh, my God, for the front 4. And that's exactly what you want to do if you're Matt. You want to keep your foot on the gas. Hayden made a mental error there, missing the 7-pin. You just got to stay in your process because Hayden can, when he gets going, he can string some strikes, but you got to make him feel like this moment is really big.
And he does strike there. Gets back on that strike train. Now, one of the amazing things about Hayden Stippick is he had to go up against Belmo in the round of 16. And Jason Belmonte was dominating. He was the highest pin getter as far as qualifying went. He was the #1 seed entering those rounds, and Hayden Stippick upsets him. And that's twice now that he's done that.
Yeah, Hayden, I like to call him like a silent titan. You know, he's this guy that if you know Hayden, you know that he's dangerous. He can throw strikes like no one. But beating Belmo last year in the Masters and this year, he's starting to put his name on the map.
In that match against Belmo, he had a 300 game in that best of 7 series. And here he leaves the 6-pin.
See Hayden here coming up light. Head pin comes off the sidewall, just leaving the 6 there.
When you say light, didn't quite get into the pocket as far?
Yeah, for the lefties, we have a one. They're looking at the head pin, and the pin just to the left, which is the 2 pin. We call that the pocket. We want that ball to go dead flush into that pocket. It didn't quite shape up enough into that pocket.
And he picks the fair up.
Got that one.
I thought that one on the left line was pretty good.
It was good. It was good. I just think that carry down was starting to develop a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because you actually aced that one.
Yes.
You're good.
Really good.
Those last 2 are really good. You just caught a bad break there.
Yeah.
And he caught a good break.
You can see we're listening into the reps there, and they talk about carry down. I think these bowlers in the practice session were throwing urethane, and those urethane balls tend to drag the oil down the lane. And these bowlers have to make adjustments for that. And so far, Russo's done a much better job of making those adjustments.
Continues to be perfect. How about if we start off with a 300 game? We ended with one last week. Let's start with one this week.
Look at Matt here, 2-handed form, little softer speed out of Russo compared to some other left-handed 2-handers. This ball, dead flush, driving through the pins. That's what you want to see your ball do. You want to see it driving through. That gives you the best chance to carry. And again, Matt throwing a different ball on this left lane. This is a super sport. It's a new ball by Motive. And that's all because he sees something a little different on this lane that he needs to make an adjustment with equipment.
Oh, the messenger just missing that 7 pin. And now he'll have to pick it up.
Another great shot by Matt. Head pin comes off the sidewall, just misses the 7 pin. This crowd would have went absolutely crazy if that messenger connected.
So Russo still with smiles on his face. And we're going to talk a little bit about transition too. You have used that word many times as far as what the lane can do, especially with 4 lefties.
Hey, on TV, baby.
He's talking to us. Matt Russo. Spares in the 6th. 5 strikes in a row and a spare. Russo the advantage in match number 1 from here at the Pete Weber Classic.
Yep. 2X.
There are so many highlights that we could show you of Pete Weber. How about we go back to his last win, last major. Happened in 2013. And a showman. One of the best to ever do it. His 10th career major at the Tournament of Champions. And he's sitting right behind the bowlers. His wife Renee there next to him. And getting ready for Hayden Stippick to start his 6th frame.
See how Hayden comes out of his commercial break here. He finally had time to collect his thoughts. Those first 5 frames, especially on your first show, go by so fast. Let's see if he changes his strategy at all on either lane. Great shot there by Hayden. That's exactly how you want to come out of the commercial break.
And remember, this is Hayden's first television show, so this is different for him. He's not used to waiting after he has thrown his 5th ball or the 5th frame, and then all of a sudden he had over 3 minutes, 4 minutes before he got ready to bowl for the next time in the 6th frame.
Yeah, it can be a luxury. You know, if you're on a roll, obviously you don't want that commercial break to come. But if you're struggling like Hayden was, you can't wait to get that commercial break. But it actually looks like this is a ball change here by Hayden on this left lane. He's going to a Black Widow 3.0 Dynasty. So throwing 2 different balls on each lane.
And the messenger takes out the 7. And the clean wipe presented by Dude Wipes for this messenger.
What a shot there by Hayden. And we have a match here now. Great double coming out of commercial break. Exactly what you want to do. Try to start putting a little bit of pressure on Matt here. Let's see how Matt reacts.
Brooklyn, he got it.
That's one for me.
That's one for me. Well, so many times Matt Russo has talked about the influence that Parker Bone III has had on him, almost taking him under his wing. And Savannah is actually standing by with Parker Bone's son, Justin Bone.
I am here with Justin. Justin, obviously, your family, legends of the PGA or PBA here. When you talk about Matt Russo and your close relationship with him, just describe it for me and who he is as a person.
Matt's like a brother to me. You know, he's always a good time, and to see him out here and have success in this event in his hometown now, it's absolutely awesome.
Are you excited about his start to the season, specifically this show?
Yeah, I mean, last year he struggled a little bit, and to see him have success here, I mean, he's 15 minutes away from home. He's got his dad, his brother, his wife in the crowd. It's awesome.
Well, we're super excited that he is in this show, and you're here obviously watching him, supporting him. What are you seeing from him today so far?
He just looks confident. You know, he looks like he's having a good time. He's executing shots, and that's going to be key for him this week.
Awesome. Thank you, Justin. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
So Russo leaves the 7-pin.
You just made 2 of them in a row, baby.
Well, I don't even know why we're here. Let's just let Matt call this.
Beautiful. Matt, one of the weaknesses that used to be in his game was his spare shooting. We've seen it on TV, him have some spare issues, but today 2 for 2 so far on the 7-pin.
And right now you see the max scores. 259 for Russo, 238 for Stippick.
Hayden here in must-strike territory. Needs to keep the pressure on Russo.
Beautiful strike for Stippick. We talked about Parker Bone III taking Matt Russo under his wing. What about Bob Learn Jr., who really took Hayden Stippick under his wing and helped him throughout his career?
Yeah, Mr. 300 himself, Bob Learn. I mean, Hayden, when we talk to Hayden and his coaches that he's had over the years, I mean, Bob Learn Jr. as his college coach, Mike Machuga, the Machuga Fly.
Oh, I love it. Can we get that back?
We need it. Someone needs to do it. And also Mike Shady, world-renowned coach. Now Hayden up here on the left lane. Again, made a ball change on the last time he was on this lane to a stronger ball.
Oh, split.
And it.
Not his best there. Gets this one a little wide. You can hear him say he got a little quick on that one. Rushed his timing just a little bit.
Left the 3-7. Left-hander, how difficult?
Yeah, this is a very difficult spare, but very makeable. He's going to have to try to hit the right side of that 3-pin, slide it over into the 7.
He got the 3, but leaves a 7. Another open frame for Stippick. Well, Saturday, the desert heats up as NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series storms into Phoenix. High speeds, tight turns, and championship caliber drivers battle it out in the Valley of the Sun. Don't miss a second of pure, raw racing from Phoenix. That's Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific, only on the CW. Russo with the advantage back on the lane. Another strike for Russo.
You want to see that one, or you want to see the other pride over there?
I kind of want to see this one.
You see Russo here throwing a different ball in this left lane. That officially does it. Stippick only able to shoot 204. Russo already in the 230s with a spare. And one of the keys of the bowlers that bowled well this week, Rick, was slow ball speed. Being able to kind of curve the lane and allow your ball to read. That's something Russo does really well. That's something our #1 seed, Justin Knowles, did really, really well. And Hayden, he did a little bit better when the lanes transitioned. So struggled a little bit early here, but again, another great finish out of Hayden. But Russo having a little bit more success just slow curving the lane.
And right now he's trying to learn. He's learning something about this lane, throwing different balls, seeing what they're going to do, because he's already got this game wrapped up. He wants to know what the lane's going to do when he takes on Thomas Larson in the next match.
Correct. He's just testing strategies out right now. Different balls, different angles. Now, if you guys are paying attention, that's his 3rd 7-pin in a row on that lane. He's going to be facing Thomas Larson in our next match, a righty. So Russo is going to have the lane all to himself in the next game, and he needs to figure out a touch, something to do on this left lane to get that 7-pin out. And that's what he's going to try to do in the fill right here. Maybe throw a little bit different speed, maybe a different hand position, but something to try to get that 7-pin to carry.
No, 7 falls. Just leaving the 3 there for Russo for that single pin pickup that he will have here in just a moment. 238 for Russo. And he strikes to start the 10th. And he's got to be happy about this. He made his first TV show.
Expect it. Shiny one, just
And Russo's going to do a little bit of talking with the ball rep.
I feel like maybe it's a little spinny on
Again, these 5 had to battle through the brackets to make it into the show today, defeating some very impressive opponents. Of course, we talked about Hayden Stippick and taking down Jason Belmonte. Second strike in the 10th.
There it is. Freaking money. Sweet. On the, yeah, so
Spangler, the ball rep there that he's talking with.
Just do a little swap ski. Yeah.
I'm super happy for Hayden here. I mean, great showing in his 2nd tournament of the year.
Thank you, St. Louis.
I've bowled next to Hayden many a times, and this man, I can't tell you enough. When this guy starts striking, he doesn't stop.
All right, so that means Matt Russo will advance. He takes 1 step up that step ladder. And Thomas Larson, the right-hander from Denmark, will be the next competitor that Russo will take on. We'll see how Thomas Larson, the right-hander, does against Russo.
I'm going to teach you about the most important numbers in bowling. 300. 300 is the score of a perfect game, and it has only officially happened 36 times on television. 47. 47 is the number of PBA Tour titles won by Walter Ray Williams Jr. and is the most ever.
Title number 47, major number 8.
199. 199 is the largest margin of victory in a PBA Tour telecast when Major Mika defeated Tom Doherty in the 2011 TOC semifinal match. 15. 15 is the number of PBA major championships won by Jason Belmonte, which shattered the previous record of 10. 1. Less than 1% is the success rate of picking a 7-10 on TV, which has only been done 4 times, most recently by Anthony Nair in 2021. And those are the most important numbers in bowling.
I think, yes, those are pretty important numbers. But when we talk about Pete Weber, I think the most important number for Pete is 5. And you see him holding up the T-shirt Seymour. A super fan that is a huge, huge friend of Pete Weber, who passed away in December. And so What a tribute there that we have. There's Seymour. Yeah, the superfan Kenny Seymour. And so he passed away again in December. And Tom Clark, the commissioner of the PBA, is going to hang that banner at the Tournament of Champions to end the season. So that'll be pretty good respect there for the superfan. And let's meet match number 2, Larson versus Russo.
I'm Thomas Larson, 3-time PBA champion, and I'm going for number 4 today.
I finished 4th in this tournament 2 years ago. I'm taking the trophy today.
All right. I like the confidence of Russo. And of course, those were recorded yesterday. So we don't want you to think that he just finished that match and all of a sudden he's got the confidence that he's going to take him down. But Larson, first ball strike for Denmark. He's the only right-hander in the field. One of the things that when we talked with Matt Russo, there is a shot clock in bowling, which means you have got to start your approach before that shot clock runs off. And Matt Russo's been somewhat known as being a little bit slower of a bowler.
Yeah, historically, Matt really likes to be deliberate and take his time. And I can't say much because I'm also one of those bowlers. But today he's got to quicken up his process just a little bit, especially compared to what he was doing last night in match play.
First ball, second game, a strike for Russo. And Missouri is showing up for Matt Russo today. The crowd definitely the loudest when we see him have success.
Believe in the move here. Come on. Just believe in here. Come on.
Now, this is actually another ball change. He was throwing the same ball, a Super Sport, but this is a different version of that ball. So he has 2 of these. And remember, he left 3 7-pins in a row. So he's trying a little faster, responsive option to try to get the 7 out.
Maybe too responsive.
Yeah, that's the risk reward we go with. When you're bowling on TV here, you got to make big changes quickly, or else you're just going to fall behind. And Matt's staying aggressive. He's trying to make the correct change. This ball going through the face, leaving just an ugly split, but very, very pickable. He's going to try to slide the 2-pin over into the 6-10. It's that front pin on the 3 to the left. He's going to try to slide it over, hit the other 2. It is makeable for a professional of Matt's caliber.
Oh, just missing that 6-10. And so an open frame for Russo early.
Yeah, right now, Matt's struggling on that left lane, and that might be the decider here today.
Larson, a 36-year-old, been on the tour for 18 years, 3 titles, one of those a major. He was able to capture the USBC Masters in Reno in 2021. And another strike for Larson. At that Masters in 2021, it was COVID. And so there were no crowds. There were masks. It was really a very sterile environment. He said, I'm fine with the crowd getting a little bit raucous. He said, I might even get a little emotional if they do here this week.
Yeah, it's a tough way when you get the bowl a major, and unfortunately there's no fans. It's completely different when you come in and the fans are hyped, especially in a venue like here in St. Louis. But Thomas also elected to throw 2 different balls on each lane.
A little bit deeper, and he got it.
Oh, he gets the right tickler. To start out with the first 3, Thomas, the bucket was standing there just for a second. Luckily gets the 8-pin to fall late. And then it's interesting because now we're seeing both righties and lefties throwing 2 different strategies on each lane. This show, we talked about it earlier, 4 lefties, 1 righty. It's like we're in a twilight zone. Normally it's the opposite. Normally there's 1 lefty.
And it looks like Russo's backing away, doesn't like the rack.
So normally when we have as we see the left lane getting re-racked here. The lefties are going to deal with a little bit more transition than they're used to. And this is something we need to pay attention to as this match progresses. The lefties really shine because as these lanes on this pattern, particularly throughout all the week, the more transition made the lanes tougher. These lefties aren't used to seeing this much traffic on the lane. So I really like Thomas's chances if he can find his line.
Leaves the 7. What about the tape on his fingers?
Yeah, just using some protective tape there. These bowlers bowl so many games. This week, 18 games of qualifying, then best of 7 matches, bowling so much. You can see the 4-pin wrapped right around the 7 there. And Russo, solid on his spare shooting so far. Just a 7-pin here. He needs to collect his thoughts and just do what he does.
I was going to let him call it because he did it the last time. He does pick up the spare.
And it looks like he's going to go to, it looks like he threw that Super Sport. That was the first one he went to. So he tried a version of that ball in the first frame, didn't like how we reacted, and I don't blame him. Anytime you throw a ball and you get 5, you kind of want to go to a different option. So he's going to go back to a different version of that ball, one that he knows can hit the pocket, maybe make a little tweak with his hand or speed to try to get all 10 down here.
And is this a product of the lane transitioning as he does get the strike there?
Yeah, absolutely. As these players throw balls down the lane, they're constantly taking oil off the lane, moving the oil around. That's why these bowlers have to constantly make adjustments on the lanes.
All right, let's take a look at In the Bag, brought to you by Storm, the standard for those who demand the best. We are the Bowlers Company, and we see his arsenal.
Thomas electing to go with a vengeance on this lane. It's a strong, symmetrical, very rolly option, very smooth option.
And another strike. Savannah, Thomas Larson is known for some interesting shirts. How come?
Well, you guys, Thomas Larson told us early on this week the reasoning behind his colorful, fun shirts. You saw earlier this week the Cookie Monster shirt, and today you're seeing a lot of tractors here. It's for his 3-year-old son, Milton, who's back home in Denmark. That's a 7-hour difference from us here in St. Louis right now. He's hoping Milton is still watching before bedtime.
And a beautiful strike there. Again, 3-year-old Milton. He has a stepdaughter, 14-year-old Christine. There's Milton. And so Milton has been the inspiration for Thomas's shirts. He had the Cookie Monster earlier in the week, and now the tractors and trucks. Milton loves his tractor, so that is why you see that look on his shirt.
Russo stepping back up here in the 5th frame, working on a strike.
And the double for Russo. Well, Tuesday on NXT, after last week's shocking betrayal, Zarya continues her vindication and challenges JC Jane for the NXT Women's Championship. Does she have what it takes to win the title, or will karma decide her fate? Find out on WWE NXT this Tuesday at 8/7 Central right here on the CW. Russo trying to throw down, but has Larson perfect through 5. He was talking to that ball the second it left his hands.
Yeah, he didn't like this one, Rick. Just got a little out of whack there with his timing. These players, they have to be, everything has to fall into place, be so precise. You can see he kind of pops out of it here, immediately doesn't like it, and actually gets a really, really good break. Still knocking down 9 pins, only leaving the 2-pin here. That very easily could have been a split that he couldn't pick and, you know, make this margin even bigger.
And he'll get the 2 pin and the spare. So Thomas Larson, a big advantage. He stays perfect through 5. And we'll be back for the second half of this one. Can Larson continue and take the righties to the next match?
Who do you think you are? I am PDW, and you're watching my tournament, the Pete Weber Classic on the CW.
I don't want to mess with him. We're going to have Pete join the show here just a little bit, but he's enjoying bowling right now. There was some bowling that took place last night. As a matter of fact, national champions being crowned. You see here the PBA juniors, the under 18 boys national champion, Caden White on the left there. Chris Wagner, the under 15 champion, and Anna Antony, the under 18 girls champion. Again, that was last night here at the Bolero. There's Caden White. Congratulations to him. You have the opportunity, if you want to try to win a national championship, go to PBA.com and sign up to become a member. You can have a shot just like we're seeing with Thomas Larson right now, as Thomas tries to continue the streak he is on. And he stays perfect. The front 6. Thomas Larson has the first 6 strikes toward bowling that 300 game. Should he or any of the pros on today's show bowl that perfect game, everyone in America can receive a free game of bowling courtesy of Go Bowling. And again, reminder, re-register, go visit gobowling.com, sign up for the Go Bowling Free America promotion. And the left lane. Oh, he leaves the 7.
Another light hit by Thomas there. The last 2 strikes he's had in that lane have been what we would call light mixers. As we see here, the ball doesn't quite shape up all the way to the pocket. It's coming in light. It's mixing the pins around. Unfortunately, this time the head pin doesn't come off the sidewall and get that 7 pin. So he's kind of gotten away with a couple in that lane. And with his lead that he has right now in maintaining pocket control, he's okay with just leaving the 7 pin.
And he picks up that 7. One of the things, Thomas Larson upset E.J. Tackett, and it was actually on this pair that we're bowling on right now. He used a risky strategy. He tried to bowl a little bit different than what we saw out of E.J. Tackett.
Yeah, Thomas was an absolute tactician last night against E.J. I mean, he played all the way to the outside part of the lane, got away from all of E.J.'s traffic, let E.J. do his thing, and said, I'm just going to play out around the first arrow, use the right side of the lane that helped the angle get into the pocket, give me some better carry. He stayed away from all E.J.'s crap, and he absolutely destroyed the best bowler in the world in 7.
And Russo strikes, trying to gain some momentum back. Again, Larson has a possibility of 279, Russo 235. He's going to have Larson falter.
And there's Russo's dad.
Yes. We have Tom here, his brother, Tom Jr. also here. His mother-in-law, Debbie, is here.
Now, if Matt wants any chance in this match right here, he needs to get dialed in on this lane right now. He struggled on this lane, even last game and in this game. This is a must strike for him, Matt, in the 8th.
Oh, leaves the split. 3-6-7 for Russo.
Yeah, the last shot on that lane, Matt went high, was trying to maybe make it strike. And oftentimes when we try to make it strike, we get a little grabby at the bottom. That time he really trusted the ball out on the left side portion of the lane, but it just didn't quite hook back. A difficult spare, but makeable.
And he just can't get that 3 to go over and take out the 7. Well, we can watch as contestants spell their way to glory or disaster. Catch an all-new episode of Scrabble. That's hosted by Craig Ferguson this Thursday, at 8/7 Central right here on the CW. Larson back up. And again, a pretty large advantage that he has currently over Russo. And he gets the strike. That is huge in that 8th frame.
Yeah, that pretty much seals it. Little bird dog here for Thomas. He's absolutely dialed in on this lane. Extremely solid on at the line. And bam, he loves that one. Head pin comes off. Actually hits the 4-pin into the 10. Wow. Now he's actually making a ball change on this lane. Gonna try to throw the same ball that he's throwing on the right lane to give him a look. The match is already wrapped up here. He's just trying to get a better idea of what this left lane does.
And hits the pocket, but can't get the 10 to fall.
Little half 10 there, weak 10, as we like to call it. Ball doesn't quite drive through the pins. The 6-pin that's supposed to connect with the 10 just kind of lays in the gutter.
So Larson will advance and take on Graham Fach. Picks up that 10-pin for the spare. And he'll sit and wait for Russo to throw his 9th and 10th frames. But it is decided he will take on Graham Fach in the next match.
It's good to see Matt bowl well. We talked with Matt a little bit, and it's sometimes the littlest things can turn your game around. Last week at the Players, the last game of the tournament, he made a little hand position change, started feeling the ball a little bit more in his palm in the setup, and he carried that into this week, and what do you know, he makes the show.
Makes the show, wins the first match, and will fall just a little bit short here. Again, a reminder, Pete's going to be joining us in the booth. Looking forward to that. You don't think he's at a loss for words, do you, Pete Weber?
I've never known him
you guys
to be.
want to stop cheering now. Come on. Come on.
Yeah, Matt understands. Everybody came in. He said it doesn't bother him when people are getting a little rowdy. The crowd enjoying Matt. He'll get that 7 to fall.
Why not? They always fall when they don't matter, Rick.
Well, he's got the crowd behind him now. He's going to use that energy, have a little bit of fun.
All right, we can do it again. Come on, come on, come on.
One more, Matt.
Oh. And a split.
We'll finish up, Thomas, all right?
You can see the bowlers just getting up there and going now. The match has already been won by Thomas. But again, great week by Matt. He's going to take this as a real confidence booster in front of the home crowd. You know, last year, again, wasn't his best year. Really had something to prove to people, and he proved it today by simply just making the show, winning a game.
And we saw Larson step up there very quickly. He's not worried about the crowd at all. He's going to finish out his 10th frame, but he is now moving up against the number 2 seed, Graham Fach, the Canadian who was so disappointed with the hockey team losing a week ago and then him falling to Bonta. Can he make up for it and get the big one, which is the win here in the Pete Weber Classic? Yeah, we're going to hear from Pete Weber. He's joining us when we come back.
Break to claim it, break to claim it, and he got it!
That is right, I did it! Who do you think you are? I am!
Well, who do you think I am? Oh, wait a minute. Who do you think I don't know. I'm confused. But you know what? Next week, it's the U.S. Open. in Indianapolis. We take a look at the career and the highlights. 37 titles, 10 career majors. And that favorite number, I think, of Pete Weber, 5 U.S. Opens. That, again, comes up next week, the U.S. Open. But it has to be a huge honor, obviously, for you, Pete, to have a tournament named after you here in Missouri.
Well, to have a tournament named after you is I'm up here now. I can't go any higher in the PBA. Tom Clark told me he was going to have a tournament named after me. He had to actually ask me, "Are you still there?" Because I didn't know what to say. I really didn't. So,
Pete, I think it's safe to say that you've reached icon status in our sport. Now, I want to talk about this show going on right now. I know lefties are your favorite thing. We have a bunch of lefties out here. A couple have been eliminated. Thomas just won. Who do you think is going to win today? And what do the lefties have to do to maybe take down Thomas?
well, I watched him in practice, and I've watched him since the show began. The lefties, whoever conquers the left lane, has a chance. But right now, Tomas is hot. He's the sole right-hander on the show, so he's not moving the oil very much. So, like I say, if the lefty can conquer the left lane, they can win.
And real quick, it's so good to have bowling, PBA bowling, back in St. Louis. As a fellow St. Louisian, I mean, talk about that a little bit. I mean, St. Louis is has such a rich history in bowling. How is it to have a PBA tournament here again?
Well, it's fantastic that the PBA came back to St. Louis. I'm sorry it didn't go to Springfield with the Weimers down there, but it is St. Louis. The Budweisers, the Bowling Hall of Fame was here. We have one of the best bowling cities in the country, so it's just happy. I'm happy as they brought it back here. Whew, man, that was a mouthful.
Hey, we're gonna put you to work if that's okay. Can you join us for the next segment?
Absolutely.
Let's call bowling. Hold on a second. I want to get the crowd in this. Pete.
Come on. Who do you think you guys are? Come on, man.
That's right. My man will be joining us in the booth when we come back. Graham Fach. We'll see how he does against the right-hander. Graham Fach was really good a week ago. Can he finish it and get the title here today? We'll find out.
Dave, the first group of players we have are 3 youngsters. They're all making their television debut. And probably the most famous rookie to ever hit the tour, Pete Weber's in the number 3 position. He's the son of Hall of Famer Dick Weber.
The eyes on that kid. Squarely on the head pin. Could have been a lot worse. Got it. In excess of 2. Oh, Brooklyn. Rather be lucky than good.
With me is Dick Weber, Pete's father, and Dick, talk about Pete. He's up now in a crucial situation.
Well, Bo, he's going through what every rookie goes through. He's got the rookie jitters, and he's doing everything like a rookie should. He's missing his spot. He's pulling the ball a little bit, rushing every shot a little bit, but I'm proud of him. It's better than me winning out there, just watching him bowl on TV.
All right, tell me what the tape is on your back. What's going on there?
You know, that's 46 years ago. I have no clue.
Well, I remember, I mean, I was watching you when you looked at that and you kind of held your hands over your eyes a little bit. Good hair, by the way.
I was that young once, huh?
Yes, you were.
Wow.
All right, our next match number 3, has number 2, Graham Fach, going up against the righty, Thomas Larson. And let's hear from Fach.
I'm Graham Fach. I am the first Canadian to win a PBA Tour title.
I knocked out the defending champion, E.J. Tackett, to get here, and I plan to take advantage today.
And so Fach is going to be the first throw. And once again, we're seeing the higher seed has made the choice to bowl first.
Yeah, this left lane has been a struggle for everyone that's bowled on it, lefty or righty, so everyone wants to finish on the right lane if possible.
Strike to start off for Graham Fach. Fach has 2 titles One major. He was the 2016 Players Champion. We heard him say he was the first Canadian to win a PBA title. And Larson is the first to win a PBA title from Denmark. And he'll get a strike to start off.
Let's take a look at Thomas's pin action he's gotten so far in these matches. You can see here, goes a little high, tripping a 4-pin. This shot here, light mixers him, gets the bucket, 8 falls late. Another light tickler, 7 falls late. He has both sides of the pocket working, then a little messenger, hi-ya, into the 10. Pete, when you have both sides of the pocket working like that, how fun is it to bowl on TV?
Oh, you just get so relaxed out there. You know, you're very calm because you know you have it. You just know it.
Well, we've seen that out of Thomas so far. He's been calm. Let's see what he can do here. Start with the double.
He was trying to get it to move left.
Yeah, he threw the pink and white ball on the left lane. And I guess he figured he had a better reaction with this ball he was using on the right lane. But see, now there, to me, it's tough to get me to change balls when I have a shot to the pocket.
Well, Pete, you were so good at throwing a ball that you could out-bowl bad ball reaction, it felt like at times. So I think Thomas was searching for something a little bit better because I think he knows Graham's going to string some strikes together.
And he has the open frame. He misses the 2.
Well, Graham's throwing, it looked like he threw a urethane ball on the left lane to where Matt and
Thomas. Oh, I'm sorry.
Hayden were throwing reactive stuff. So maybe he's seen something that the other two didn't.
Yeah, Graham is throwing a Black Pearl Hammer 78U here. The other two threw reactive, and so this is a little different type of ball that Graham is throwing. This is the ball that he has absolutely lit him up with, especially on this pair.
Yeah. Oh yeah, now he's playing a lot farther left than the other two guys, going a lot straighter, so he's trying to control the lane a little bit. And if he keeps this up, he's going to be really tough to beat. You know, he's on a roll, he's got the confidence, and he's just throwing it good.
And Pete, you were probably here for the round when he went up against Eric Jones and had just an unbelievable round. He averaged 281 in that round.
Yeah, it looked like he was 320 over for 4. That's pretty stout.
And another strike for Fach.
See, and I noticed in practice too that Graham was out a little further to the left than the other bowlers were, throwing a little more sanded stuff, trying to eat that oil up, so maybe he could use this urethane ball to get it to hook a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like Graham kind of playing a completely different part of the lane than the other two, attacking it a little different. And I think he realized he had to do that because the other two lefties didn't have the greatest look on this pair. So Thomas, this has been his good lane so far. Let's see if he can keep it up.
Coming off that open, and he gets the strike.
It's looking like that light hit is really good for Tomas right now. So let's see what he does here on that left lane.
It's funny you mentioned light hit, Pete, because all week it seemed like if you had the light hit going, if you were able to kind of slow curve him and get that light hit mixer to fall, you were able to string strikes, throw 6-baggers, 7-baggers, and really create a score. It's the guys that couldn't get that light hit to carry were the ones that you're not seeing on the show here today.
And he gets the strike on the left leg.
Yeah, that's a high percentage shot, you know, and I have, throughout my years, I have known guys to try and line up light because they noticed that the light hit carried better than the flush hits. So people do that on purpose.
Yeah, that's a pro move if I've ever heard it. I'm just happy when I hit the pocket, so.
I was starting to be that way. I was happy when I hit it.
And he stays perfect. Well, your favorite board game is now your favorite TV show. You can catch an all-new episode of Trivial Pursuit hosted by LeVar Burton this Thursday at 9/8 Central right here on the CW. Through 4 frames, he's perfect. And Graham Fach has really had an incredible start to the 2026 season. Look at how he went and defeated Eric Jones. Again, that match averaged over 281 on those 4 games. And he strikes again. The front 5.
Yeah, Graham is absolutely dialed in here. For the folks at home, when you're watching Graham throw a shot, I want you to pay attention to how steady his head is through the release. You know, he has such a high rev rate, so much power. And you can see here, watch, he rips through the ball, but his head doesn't move. And that's a sign that a bowler is dialed in. They're in complete control of their approach and release. And that's what Graham is here today with the front 5. Now, Thomas, he knows that he's got to stay perfect on this lane, or else Graham, he ain't letting up.
And he strikes.
That light mixer, Pete.
Man. I'm telling you, it's a good hit.
So, Pete, I know that a lot of talk has been they've had to slow down the ball as far as their release. Were you a master at that as far as being able to have that the speed control that we're seeing out of these guys?
Well, I definitely had speed control, but with today, guys are trying to make the ball roll end over end, where my ball always rolled side to side, and I had like a 90-degree axis tilt on my ball. So I sometimes when these guys have out of bounds is where I didn't have out of bounds.
Larson in the 6th, and he leaves the 10-pin. So Larson needing to stay perfect, which is what Graham Fach has done through 5. Leaves the 10-pin here.
You can see a wrap 10 here. The 6 wraps right around the 10-pin. Great shot by Thomas here. He really liked that one. It faced up to the pocket. He made the adjustment. Thomas, one of his greatest strengths is making subtle adjustments. It looks like Thomas did that there to get to the pocket.
Oh, absolutely. He made the adjustment to get up, and he got to the flush part of the pocket. Ring 10.
Ring 10.
So, but yes, you're right about the subtle adjustments.
We were spoiled a week ago when we saw the 300 for a TV game, and Pete Weber has had some pretty amazing games on television that we have been able to enjoy over the years. 25 years ago at the PBA Great Lakes Classic, he was on his way to a 300 game. And remember, there used to be a time when you would win $1 million if you bowled a 300 game on TV. The last ball he throws. Oh, and he leaves the 4-pin. It was devastating. That was in the semifinal match. He went on to defeat Parker Bone in the championship match that day for the title. And we still have the Hall of Famer Pete Weber with us here in the booth as we'll continue to call this match between Graham Fach and Thomas Larson.
I always thought this was the hardest shot to throw coming out of the commercial break, just because you have a little time to think about it. And
he strikes.
There's a break, you know.
Front 6. So now Graham Fach has the first 6 strikes toward that 300 game. Should he, or again, any of the pros on today's show bowl a perfect game, everyone in America can receive a free game of bowling courtesy of GoBowling.com. Just make sure to pre-register. Visit GoBowling.com. Sign up for that promotion. I had so many people tell me, I got a free game of bowling because of what we watched with Brandon Bonta last week. Seventh frame. Strike!
Wow. What a shot there by Graham. Perfect through 7. And let's take a look how Graham is playing the lanes. We're going to compare him here to Russo. If You can see Russo starting out much further right, hooking the ball a lot more. They're through the arrows there, about a 5-board difference. Their break point's actually about the same. Graham attacking it just from a straighter angle, but Graham also, your pocket is on the 17-board. Graham much more up on the pocket. Russo was kind of coming behind the pocket. That's why he was leaving those splits and 7 pins.
Oh, and the 10-pin stays up for Larson. Frustrating as we see the max for Larson go to 236 now.
Another good shot here by Thomas. Just ringing a 10-pin. Just struggling with carry. That's a little bit about this. He's throwing a very controlled bowling ball right now, and he was controlling the pocket, getting some light mixers, but as soon as those light mixers went away, and he's leaving these half pins, this would be a time where he would think about going to a different ball or making a little adjustment, but he's running out of frames. He's trying to be aggressive. That's one thing Thomas talked about us with, is he wants to be aggressive with his moves. He wants to make changes quickly, but when you're going against perfect, when you're going against the front 7, you know, a lot of that doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to, you know, do something.
And again, he was the one who took out E.J. Tackett on Friday, but he had 7 games to do it. Here he has 10 frames. And he strikes on that left leg.
Yeah, Thomas, he's in more than must strike territory right now. He has to strike out and just pray that Graham gives him not only 1 break, but he needs a couple of
couple breaks, yeah.
Beautiful rotation by Thomas right there. Ball going to the pins. This one, 6 pins, snaps to 10. That's what Thomas is so good with, making little hand position adjustments. It's kind of a lost start in today's game. Guys just crank the ball, rip on it so much that these little hand positions, subtle changes, you don't see it a whole lot.
And a strike in the 8th. Front 8.
This is Graham's pair.
This is Graham's pair. And the crowd starting to sense it.
Well, see, since he bowled the 300 over on this pair, he knew something about this pair that maybe the other players didn't, and obviously it's showing because he's a little farther to the left than the other guys, and his ball is not hooking through the nose like the other guys did when they got a little bit of slow.
You're right. This is actually the same ball he used when he shot, when he averaged 280 on this pair for 4. So Graham here in the 9th, looking to stay perfect.
He leaves the 9-pin.
No way.
Wow.
Jen's still happy about it. His wife, Jen here. Yeah. It was close.
I always tell the guys, hey, you got to throw it a little better than that, but wow, what a great shot for the solid 9.
Yeah, can't throw it any better than this. That's basically a perfect shot. That is the worst break in bowling right there. Rick, I thought we were going 2 for 2.
I did too. He picks that spare up, and it's decided it will be Fach who will move on and take on Justin Knowles. Yeah, there was the reaction. Jen was like so close, so close. Larson strikes on the right, and he will finish his game, that 10th frame on the left lane. But you see a little bit dejected, but another great run for Thomas Larson. Came over from Denmark about 2 weeks ago. He's gone from his family for 3 months. His wife Hannah, son Milton, and stepdaughter Christine watching as much as they can.
And you know, it's not that Martin
Thomas.
Sorry, Tomas. but it's not that Tomas bowled a bad game. He bowled a really good game. He had 1 open, and everything else was pretty much in the pocket. So it wasn't like he bowled a bad game.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for much more. When a guy's pacing 279 against you, you know, you just kind of tip your cap and say, good game. but love to see Thomas bowl well. He's one of those guys that he's just a grinder out here. He doesn't do anything special to the ball. You don't look at him and go, wow, but he's a guy that can beat anyone. He showed that in beating E.J. Tackett last night. I mean, he put on an absolute masterclass on how to beat the #1 player in the world. And I can't express enough the difficulty, the strategy that went into it. In fact, he was wearing a chess shirt that had Fire and Ice chess pieces on it. And I made the comment to Rick, I was like, Thomas is playing chess out here, and EJ's playing checkers.
Yeah, he was playing chess against checkers. Oh, and he's going to leave the 10
St. Louis.
on the line.
Every time he went light, he pretty much struck, and then the 3 shots he tried to go flush, he ring 10. So
235.
But great game for Tomas right there.
Yeah, a losing effort for Tomas Larson, and now Graham Fach will finish it up. And again, it's going to be a lefty versus a lefty now in that final matchup. Do we see Graham Fach try something a little different just to learn about this lane?
I think Graham's dialed in here. He ain't going to do anything different. I mean, maybe he'll do something different because he's a little under his average on this pair. I mean, he can only shoot 279. He's averaging 281 on this pair. So, but no, Graham's going to do. He's going to try this reactive ball in case, you know, the urethane goes away. But I have a hard time seeing him go away from the urethane ball. The interesting thing is Justin, waiting in the wings, is going to be looking at what Graham is doing. I bet Justin also throws urethane. I bet he's going to stay away from the reactive. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, Friday night, Justin used urethane against Russo and threw the strikes when he needed them. Let's see what he does today. You know, will he start out? Will he try to hook the ball? You know, rookie, first title. You know, it's up for grabs here. But I don't think Graham's going to move at all. I think he's going to stay with his stuff.
All right, Pete, because you're the namesake of the tournament, we're going to let you go out there and still enjoy and entertain this crowd. But thank you so much for joining us.
Rick, thank you very much. It's been an honor. It really has. Kyle?
Pete, it's been a pleasure.
It's great that you guys are out here doing this, and you're going to get better as we go along here.
We appreciate that. All right. The title match is coming up. It will be Graham Fach who takes on the #1 seed, Justin Knowles. The Michigan tough bowler is up next. And we're getting ready for the final. The battle between Fach and Justin Knowles is about to happen next week. Next Sunday, it's bowling's most demanding major. That takes center stage, the legendary PBA US Open. We can watch the best in the world try and survive the grind for one of bowling's most prestigious titles. You don't want to miss the quest for major glory at the PBA US Open. That's next Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific on the CW. Can we handicap it? Kyle, what are you thinking now with Fach versus Knowles?
Why am I over here? Graham obviously has the hot hand, but don't forget, Justin Knowles is the #1 seed, and he has never won a PBA title before. And I'm telling you, there is nothing like winning that first one. He is hungry. He is determined. And like you said, he's not afraid to be the villain out here and go get this one.
12 shots for sure.
12 shots for sure. That's right. And he would hope that it would be 12 strikes. Could we see another perfect game in the final? We're about to find out. The final game's coming up next. There he is. He's back in his seat. Who do you think you are? I am Pete Weber. And this crowd has loved it ever since they came in earlier this afternoon. They have enjoyed not only Pete Weber, but some great bowling. Let's look between the arrows for our final match here between Justin Knowles and Graham Fach. Both 34 years old. Knowles has been on the tour for 14 years to 11 for Fach. The zeros there for Knowles, no titles, no majors. You have 2 titles and a major for Fach. That's the big difference here. Knowles is 1 game away from his first title. And now let's hear
Justin Knowles, and I'm 1 game away from my first PBA Tour title.
What I've done so far has been great, and I feel like I'm capable of more.
There you have it. He knows one game away.
Yeah, if you're Justin here, these are the 10 biggest shots of your life. You need to settle in, seize the moment, and be absolutely present.
And he leaves the 7-pin. First ball thrown. So it's interesting. He was warming up. He had a different ball that he was warming up with, it seemed like. And now he went to that ball for his first throw.
Yeah, he was still in a transformer there. And I believe we're going to see it here in a second. I think Justin was doing a little gamesmanship.
Really?
Yeah. Good spare there. Yeah, Justin, this is a little gamesmanship. He saw Graham's line was just good. He ain't missing on this pair, so they're going to hit a ball with 500 Graham. What this is going to do is he had no plans of actually throwing that ball for score, but he's manipulating the lane. He's changing the lane. He saw Graham's line is so good that he wants to mess Graham's line up. So it's a little defense in bowling right now.
So he was trying to move the oil, try to take the oil out of Graham's line?
Correct. He's trying to dry up Graham's line. Make him think. Make him have to make some moves.
How about that?
And you see right there, Graham going high after being completely locked in on both lanes. You'll see players do this. They'll manipulate the oil pattern, especially one-on-one. Graham hadn't missed the pocket at all the game before. Goes high here, ball hooks a little bit more, leaving the 2-4, and that's a product of Justin drying out the lane, hitting that ball with surface, taking oil off the lane.
And all he was doing is, like you mentioned, gamesmanship. He was just trying to manipulate the oil that was on the lane to maybe mess with a guy who has been so good already this whole week in Graham Fach.
Yeah, he knows when Graham gets lined up on this pair, he literally doesn't miss. He basically didn't even give Thomas a chance in our previous match. So he's going to do everything he can to mess Graham's line up. So it's not always about the offensive of making your line the best it can be. You want to look at your opponent and say, hey, what can I take away from them as well?
So a little bit of defense to start off for Knowles, and it worked. And then the strike for Fach in the second frame.
But it's early. I've seen it go the other way, Rick. I've seen you try to mess up someone's lane, and it makes it even better. Graham here on the left lane. I'm not sure if he made an adjustment there. It looked like it was pretty much the same, but very comfortable. Justin going to have to get settled in. Looks like he's throwing a different ball in this lane. So, again, 2 different balls, and electing not to throw urethane, throwing reactive. This is an IQAI. Let's see what it does.
And a strike.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. The other lefties that we saw throw reactive didn't have a whole lot of success at all. Graham came in, had a huge game with urethane. I'm really surprised Justin is not deciding to throw urethane. He threw it most of the week. See beautiful form there of Justin. A little slower speed out of his two-handed delivery. Pretty similar actually to a Matt Russo delivery. Both a little slower, like to curve the lane. On this lane in particular, he's throwing a transformer, a little stronger asymmetric bowling ball.
I want to tell you a little bit about Justin Knowles' health. Get lucky as it hit the head pin. He did get lucky as that 7 fell, but he leaves the 2-pin. So all week long, Justin Knowles has been dealing with a sciatic nerve pain. So he's got a bulging disc. He didn't feel his left leg pretty much this whole week. When I talked to him earlier today, he said, my leg feels the best it has felt all week long. So we'll see. Again, that's his left leg. His sliding leg is his right leg as these left-handers, and he picks up the spare.
Yeah, I joked with him. I was saying, should I hit your leg or something so you can't feel it anymore? Because you've been bowling unbelievable all week. But Justin there, a little bit of an errant shot. And again, these 10 frames are so important. It's all about making your mistakes as small as possible. That was a mistake in the third. Justin's going to have to be even better because Graham has been so dialed in. Now, he went high the last time on this lane. Let's see if he makes the adjustment.
Yes. Oh. Little pin action there.
Little scout to get the 8-pin there. Looks like Graham made a little move right, trying to find a little bit more oil. You see the ball goes a little high, but comes off the sidewall there and just smacks the 8-pin. That was a little payback for last week, Graham, leaving that solid 8-pin in the 10th and not advance.
And we try to keep track of all of the statistics and the numbers, but really we're so thankful for Lane Talk. All our stats come from Lane Talk, and if you want to take your bowling to the next level, head to lanetalk.com. Graham decided to take a re-rack, so they have 2 re-racks and a timeout. We talked a little bit earlier about that shot clock.
Yeah, Graham probably electing to throw. Use a re-rack there to just collect his thoughts. He's working on a double. A strike here really puts the pressure on Justin.
And he gets it.
You can tell by Graham's reaction there. That was big. You want to get up in the match. You want to get up early and keep that lead. Huge shot by Graham.
Graham now struck in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th frame. So a turkey going there after that spare in the 1st frame. And now the pressure goes back on the shoulders of Justin Knowles. But he's dealt with pressure. Here's a guy who's bowled out of Michigan. He leaves the 10-pin here, but going to the sweepers, the small local tournaments. And just there's so many league bowlers in Michigan. I mean, that's the most league bowlers in the country are in Michigan, and that's where Justin Knowles cut his teeth. Has continued to he's won 5 PBA regional titles in his career. Just hasn't won a PBA Tour title yet.
All right, stop. Come on. Let me get one here.
And the spare there for Knowles. Savannah.
Justin Knowles told me earlier this week that he has an alter ego, and it's named the Representative. It's like a flip that he can switch off. Completely different person when he's on the lanes. And the people here that get to see that in person, his dad, Dave, and his brother, David, who drove 9 hours from Michigan to watch him today.
Get around it.
Oh! The late fall there for the 3-pin.
Right there.
That was huge.
Give me that.
The family came to surprise Justin.
Let's go.
His dad and brother came and surprised him yesterday. A 9-hour drive to come visit Justin here for this title match. His wife also here with him, Jacqueline. And another strike for ball.
Rick, Graham is absolutely locked in here. It seems like nothing is phasing him. As we see, I mean, that was almost identical to the last shot. And the one advantage Graham has here today that we haven't talked about is he bowled on TV last week, so he's used to these lights. He's used to this environment. You know, his acclimation to this setting is a lot easier than someone like Justin who hasn't been on TV in a while. So even though Justin's making pretty good shots, he's got to be at his A+ game because Graham is bowling lights out right now.
Justin has been on TV 4 times. Graham Fach has been on TV twice this season, and he gets another strike. Fach looking more comfortable with every ball he throws.
Absolutely relentless on the lanes right now. He's being aggressive. He's dictating the match. That one even a little high. Gets the 10-pin to fall late. I expect him to make probably a little bit of a move on that lane. Even though a guy like Graham is striking, he's watching his ball go through the pins, and he's still making some little adjustments off strikes now. Justin, this is must-have.
Oh, the messenger doesn't get the 7.
Shot.
Good shot here by Justin.
It tried.
Just leaving the 7-pin. This is what we were talking about earlier. I thought Justin was going to maybe elect to go with a urethane ball because Graham's urethane ball is looking so good. This is a little bit of the same pin action problems that the other 2 lefties were having. They're getting to the pocket, but they're not able to knock down all 10.
Okay.
Oh, that's got a hook.
Close one.
Gutter hooks, baby, gutter hooks.
He talked to it and it listened. Knowles was in a unique position in the round of 8.
Re-rack?
He's calling for a re-rack, but his position was that he was the 4th ranked qualifier. So after qualifying, he had the 4th rank, and that was the highest ranking. So he knew he was going to be in the TV show on Sunday, but ended up, it was a fight between him and Russo to find out who would be the 1 seed and who would end up being the 5 seed. And let's take a look at the frame of the game brought to you by Progressive Insurance.
Give me this.
Knowles up here in the 7, 239 max. That 6 frame really hurt him. That was pretty much a must strike. He needs one here to get the momentum back on his side.
Oh, and he gets a strike.
We're not done yet.
It didn't look pretty, but the result's all that matters.
We're still playing. We're still playing.
I like that. I'm not done yet.
Yeah. You can see this is another very fortunate strike off his hand. You could hear him not too confident about this one. Goes through the face, gets the big 4 to just cave. And that's exactly what he needs right now. But what he needs even more is a miss by Graham, and Graham is so locked in.
All right, we'll take that.
He's going to lead the 6.
I love it. Justin talking after that last shot. You know, he's going to chirp at Graham. He's going to do everything he can to try to get in Graham's head right now.
He said it wasn't over. He said it's not over. We're still playing.
And he isn't afraid to be the villain. So, Justin, being from Detroit, he's bowled against a lot of great bowlers. It's tough bowling up there. He is not a stranger to moments like this and digging deep and coming back in matches.
Gets the spare there. Now, after the show, make sure to head to the PBA's social media at PBA Tour for the Pete Weber Classic post-game show. That'll be presented by AMF. And Fach still the advantage. You see the max score at 269 compared to Knowles' 239. So that means that Knowles still needs Fach to falter at some point in time. Hits the head pin, but once again, that pin action gives him the strike.
I was going to say, Rick, the last shot on that lane, that strike, it was high flush. I thought he was going to make a move, and maybe he did, but this ball high again, gets lucky, trips the 6 pin there. I'm not sure if he made a move or not, but I guarantee on the next shot, he's going to move a little right with his feet and target. Huge, huge break for Graham there. Justin stepping back up on this right lane. Has had some carry issues, leaving the 7 pin, leaving the 10 pin. IQAI needs this one.
And he gets the strike. He's going to need another strike to put the pressure on Fach.
Yeah, he's in must strike territory. Unfortunately, he's running out of frames, but I can guarantee you he's going to let Graham know if he gets this one.
We'll see how vocal Justin Knowles will get. You can hear him, his strike song. They play that here in the house. And he was listening to that, kind of getting fired up.
Now his last couple strikes in this lane have been shaky. They haven't been in the pocket. Trips the big 4. I think he rolled a 3 pin. Let's see what he does here. Absolutely needs this one.
Get it. A little deeper. And it's not going to fall.
Come on, Justin.
So he leaves the 3 pin.
Good shot.
Yeah, this ball comes up a little light. You can see.
Not upset with that one.
I think that was actually probably his best shot out of the last 3 on that lane, but he's just a little unsure of what this lane is doing. It's a little tight down lane. The ball's not hooking as much as he thinks it's going to.
One.
Oh. He's acknowledging that one was a little closer than he thought.
I made the right move, too.
That was the right move. That's my fault. No, it's I got you in some trouble.
He felt that first ball was a great ball. Just didn't get the results. And now Fach can close him out. A strike. in the ninth. He just needs 4 pins. He'll need 4 pins to seal the deal, and a smile on his face. The crowd's acknowledging him.
Yep, just keeping it on the lane here, Rick. And you see Graham being able to exhale here. This is a shot every player dreams of. The match is pretty much over. All the hard work in the offseason, the hours every day you're practicing, 5 days a week, all the sacrifices. You get to throw this shot right here, take it in, and take home the win.
He strikes. That'll do it. He'll throw 2 more balls here in the 10th, but that has locked out Justin Knowles, his wife Jen, their son Skylar and Marshall, not with us, but able to, I'm sure, enjoy what Dad has done. And he's asking for the crowd to get behind you. And that's okay. He leaves a pin. Coming up next, some of the biggest names in tennis are going to take to the court. Big serves, electric rallies, and a Vegas atmosphere will make this a night to remember in Sin City. Don't miss the MGM Tennis Slam presented by Capital One coming up next on the CW. Graham Fach acknowledging the crowd.
Give up for Justin, come on.
And he's going to let him give it up for Justin Knowles as well.
Showing some class there, giving Justin Knowles some love. You know, Justin, what a warrior this week. Literally not being able to feel his leg all through qualifying, all through the matches. Being able to take a 1 seed. This is a huge confidence booster for Justin, especially in the offseason. Making some adjustments to his game, changing his attitude, saying, I'm going to be the aggressor. I'm not letting the bowling come to me.
Tap, right?
I'm going to really force the issue. And, you know, this was Graham's day. He was locked in, but Justin bowled a great game. Just the carry gods were just not on his side today.
He did it again. That one he threw into the gutter.
It's okay. It was over. It's okay.
He's on the ground. No, it didn't matter. It was already decided. Graham Fach has won the 2026 Pete Weber Classic.
There it is.
His area bowling center, the Southwest Bowl. He's got the keys to those. He's trying to grab the trophy. Take a look at the winning shot for Graham Fach.
He threw a lot of these today. Absolutely packed. Graham was dialed in. What a performance on the lanes.
I agree. And so now to the victor go the spoils. And we have Tom Clark, the commissioner of the PBA, up here with Pete Weber, and they are about to give the hardware to Graham Fach. Let's go to Savannah.
And your 2026 winner of the Pete Weber Classic, Graham Fach. And who better to give the trophy directly to you than Pete Weber himself? Congratulations, Graham. Pete?
Yeah, man, that was awesome. Great bowling, man. Thank you, Pete. I said if the lefty that conquers the left lane is going to be the champion. And boy, did you conquer it. So congratulations.
Pete here is going to sign the trophy for Graham. An incredible moment today for Mr. Fach.
That's a one-on-one.
Graham, you talked about needing to get aggressive out here in the lanes today to execute a win. How did you accomplish this?
Just kind of how I broke him down in practice. I figured the other lefties would probably try and curve it a little more than I could, so I tried to give myself a little home near the gutter. And thankfully, I was able to channel the adrenaline, because no one's better at channeling the adrenaline than Pete Weber to throwing strikes.
And your wife here today, kids back at home. Who's this one dedicated to?
Oh, this is dedicated to everybody. Everyone I'm here, there's no way I'm out here without them. So it goes to her, my kids, all my friends and family back home. Thank you guys so much. I love you. Thank you to my sponsors, Brunswick, Vice, Genesis, H5G, BowlerStore.com. These guys all have my back, and they all make sure that I am in this position to hold the trophy at the end of the week.
Graham, congratulations. Winner of the 2026 Pete Weber Classic.
And what a start to 2026 for Graham Fach. He's third in the Players' Championship a week ago, and now he claims the trophy in the 2026 Pete Weber Classic. A reminder that our PBA Tour coverage powered by Go Bowling continues next Sunday on the CW at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. It's the 2026 Go Bowling U.S. Open from Royal Pin Woodland in Indianapolis, Indiana. And coming up next on the CW, it's the MGM Tennis Slam. For Kyle Sherman, Savannah Hugh Muller, and our entire CW crew, I'm Rick Howell.